Hey there, Zest for Life for another fresh review. Today I've been feeling a little bit under the weather like the last 3 days. Don't worry about me. I done a COVID test and everything's okay. So yesterday I done the COVID test, and although my voice turned a little bit croaky, I found it easier to speak like this. So today I'll be speaking like Columbo. So, out of all these fragrances, which ones are the freshest and the most uplifting and make me feel great in the morning and in the afternoon? These scents helped me when I had stomach problems, constipation, the like, and I couldn't breathe properly because I had so much phlegm in my throat. I felt like a 24/7 smoker, and I had a raspy throat that sounds similar to this, but this is slightly exaggerated. So I'm going to stop doing it because that can hurt my voice, but it sometimes helps to switch like that. It just gives some depth, and I don't know, it just stops me from hacking up. So the first scent I'm going to talk about is mint. A very refreshing mint and aldehydes and neroli scent, Superman. Superman makes you feel on top of the world. I mentioned this before, but the mint helps me open up the sinuses and gives you that breath of fresh air. The creaminess of the neroli gives a soft touch with the aldehydes to give a creamy finish and makes you feel very smooth when you inhale the mint. It helps, it actually helps your stomach. It's good for your digestion. So that helped me in the morning when I felt a little bit sick because I ate something and my digestion was off and I just felt like throwing up in the morning, really. But this helped me ease up and relax. And I eventually got my breathing back with some mint from this. And after that, I just sprayed some Versace Eros after having a nice shower, and brushing my teeth, so all of my throat and everything was cleared, and I felt that minty freshness. So this is what woke me up today. Superman Eau Fresh Edition by Jean Paul Gaultier, a must-have. I think it's my favorite in terms of a gym scent, but you can do whatever you like. Capiche? So the next one that I'll be talking about is so fresh. If you don't have it in your collection, I don't know what you're doing. You're probably living under a rock. This is Versace Blue Jeans. I've talked about this in my previous scent channel, Fresh Mark Scents. All of the scent videos are going to be on Zest for Life because YouTube's not giving me my channel back. They've been download dirty scumbags. They'll be taking my advertising money, but who cares about that, because I'm still bringing fresh fragrances to you. And Versace Blue Jeans is probably the cheapest fragrance that has had a lasting impression every summer since the 1980s. Since it was brought out by Gianni Versace on the beaches when he was playing around, doing his thing, living la vida loca, you know what I mean? Doing this kind of thing. This is fresh, invigorating. The Galbandium is masculine, fresh, a little bit creamy with a nice green, aquatic vibe. Definitely leave it a little bit, but this is so soft that even though I touch my mouth exactly to the fragrance, which is something you should never do, never eat your fragrances. They're there to be smelt, not consumed. So don't bury your nose into it that deep. It's so soft that the Galbandium and aquatic freshness is powdery, clean, slightly green, and just a general treat in the summer. So fresh, clean, aquatic, powdery, fresh. I think I've said fresh 3 times because it deserves a repeat for this one. This is the original party scent for Versace in the 80s when a lot of stuff was happening. We had Michael Jackson, we had Prince, and we had Versace's crazy designs in full swing. He was boldest at this point, let's say. Stars bright, burn brightest before they burn out, let's say. So, Gianni Versace, one of those original collections, along with Versace Eros. I wore that after a shower just to have that long-lasting minty freshness, and that classic vanilla from Versace Eros that works so well with ambroxan and the apple and mint. The next one is Hugo Reversed. Now this is a creamy fresh vetiver and grapefruit scent. It opens up in some sour tangy grapefruit and a little bit of synthetic sweet green apple. That sweet green apple, it opens it up, and soon after that you get the sourness of fresh, slightly green vetiver. And the sandalwood in here makes it creamy fresh, alluring in a sweet and natural way, and it doesn't really take anything away from the fragrance by it being slightly synthetic, because it has a natural dry down and a very slightly sweet and synthetic opening. So Hugo Reversed is great for the summer if you want something fresh, invigorating, and just generally a treat to wear in summer. The next one is slightly heavier on the aromatic note, and I wouldn't usually recommend this, but for an ill person, the Bel Ami is much heavier than this, but Equipage has a much more natural green fresh note, as if you were in the fields, like with a little bit of lavender, some herbaceous greenery, and the note of hyssop, which is it's a pink flower, pinkish purple flower, but and liatra, hyssop and liatra. So hyssop is, they both look kind of similar, but if you would search it on Fragrantica, liatra has a sort of calming lavender effect, and hyssop is fresh, slightly fresh, sweet, like creamy violet, and the liatra has more of a lavender vibe. So that mix of violet and lavender-esque with the green nature of pine fir needle in here. So this is a very old school note of pine needle note, which is very fern-like, very fern, fresh green. It slightly goes into mossy territory with the oak moss in the base, but it never turns into an overly woody scent or overpowering. It's very green, fresh, relaxing. It's a herbaceous scent. So yeah, that is one that you smell it and you almost digest the effect of it. It's relaxing, calming, herbal, uplifting. It's helped my throat a little bit, actually. And you can almost feel the natural, holistic, relaxing effect of it as you wear it. So this is great for outside. Great if you want to just get some freshness outside and just breathe in the best of the summer atmosphere. The greenery, the herbaceous plants on the floor, the slight waft of trees and the like. It's a great natural scent. By the way, my voice is terrible, and I had to do a COVID test just to make sure that I didn't have COVID, because I've been feeling like this for the last 3 days, and thank God I don't have COVID. I tested myself yesterday and I've been fine. So I'm going to test myself regularly after this, just to check and make sure I'm okay and not pass it on to anyone. Let's see. But so far, I don't know anyone who's really passed on directly COVID from one person to another. And it seems like, really, if I've had COVID before and it's been tested, if I had COVID before for about 3 weeks, long time ago, at the beginning of the pandemic, about into 6 months mark, I had COVID for about 3 weeks, and I had the Italian version. So when everybody was very scared about the 6% mortality rate coming to the UK, that guy that I was living with, he didn't tell me, but I found out 2 weeks later after I got cough or whatever. He said they was in quarantine from Italy, and I got the COVID just like that. So for about 2-3 weeks, I was hacking up, ill, diarrhea, nausea, everything like that. And I'm not just going to say that I had green herbaceous scents to help me. It was tough, you know, but when I get illness now, I've got the reliance of immunity, natural immunity, and scientifically that is 6 times more effective than somebody who was to take a vaccine, who is 12 times more likely to get COVID and experience worse symptoms than someone like me who's had it in the past and is not really going to receive bad symptoms. I have a bad throat. That's been about 3 days, but it's getting better in time and I can feel it. So I'm going to keep testing and let you guys know. Hopefully I haven't got anything, but I'm going to stay safe and just chill out for the next few days. But this is a very nice, relaxing, herbaceous, lavender and sweet herbaceous, almost like clary sage. It's got clary sage and that woody note that allows it to be naturally masculine fresh. So, on to the next one. I'm going to take a little sip of water. Ooh, hopefully I'm not dying. Don't pray on me dying. I know some people hope people die when they don't get the vaccine, but I think that's just hating. And I think we need to stop that as a society, as cheering when people die. That's just sick. Okay, the next one. We talked about Hugo Reversed and its relaxing fresh qualities. Oh, fingers crossed I'm not dying. The next one is something aquatic, marine, fresh, salty, and ambiguous. So you got salt notes, mineral notes. You have the ambiguous that makes it sour and sparkly like a real ocean. But I really like the similarity between this and Under the Sea by Carolina Herrera. You may see the little lobster over here that I'm pointing at, and that's Carolina Herrera, Under the Sea. The difference between this and that is that this has juniper berry and this has just a simple vanilla, aquatic, and salty, ambiguous note. It's just got that mix that works. It's very versatile in summer, sporty for if you've got a little bit of sweat. It makes that musk of the body sweet and sensual and a little bit more alluring than just, you know, BO. But I found that the mineral notes in this, the sea mineral notes, were very fresh, uplifting. They gave me a sense of being outside even when I was indoors. And I really valued that because I couldn't go outside. Every time I would go outside, the wind hit my throat and I just started hacking up. Couldn't take it. Pollution in Tooting is ridiculous. You know, where I'm living, it's close to smog almost. You know, you got coal fires in the air and the like. And I just couldn't hack it. Literally going outside on certain occasions. But the freshness of the sea mineral notes on the clothes and on the skin, the slight salty, refreshing note, along with some mint that I wore from before. These two together is a perfect summer combination. These two together is just amazing because you get that mintiness that just bursts out. It's like a sport version of Versace Eros for me. And this is like a casual sort of sport version. Both would be great for the gym. This may be, actually no, I don't think it'll be too salty because it always makes the musk of the skin sweeter because it mixes the salt note with the vanilla and aquatic notes to make it very creamy, soft, alluring, and just, well, check both of these out. In the Navy and Superman. Hey, and the last one, something that's been recommended by Redolescence, Prada Iris Decidra. He has high praise for this, and I actually blind bought it based on his recommendation. He said, I don't know why I haven't got a replacement of this, but when I checked on Google, I actually found this for about £69. I can't even remember what store I bought it from. But £69 for 200 ml, that is no joke. So there are the ingredients over here. Iris Decidra. Oh, is it going to get in focus? Terrible phone. Sorry, people. Iris Decidra has iris, woods of cedar, neroli from Tunisia, incense from Somalia, and benzoin from Laos. So we have all those magical ingredients. What happens? You know, what happens when you have it all in one fragrance? Well, you have some gentle warmth from the neroli and the benzoin. The neroli and the benzoin provide a gentle warmth. The almost like cotton, warm cotton, like a clean iron pressed shirt. Then you have the iris. It doesn't really show up too much, but it's more of a creamy softness. Sorry. And the cedar wood doesn't present itself, but it really just you don't get much cedar at all. Actually, when you spray this, you mainly get the benzoin. You get a light lemon creamy tartness. I feel this is a lemon musk. Sorry. I feel that this is a lemon musk with a difference, because it has a nice warmth to it, like neroli and benzoin, slight smoky warmth to it, with a cotton, clean cotton linen-like feel, and a slight tartness of the lemon, like a bakery tart. The lemon curd that they have, it's almost a creamy, soft, slightly tart lemon like that, contrasted with the cotton and warm pressed iron shirt warmth of benzoin. It's not a syrupy benzoin like Mercedes Club Black or anything. It's a very soft, enveloping warmth. A slight sweet warmth that is mixed with the mandarin, to the top mandarin note, and neroli to give a sweet enveloping warmth with a clean cotton-like freshness and a slight tart lemon note that resembles a Bakewell tart. So definitely check out this fragrance. Sorry about my voice. I'm going to try and get better in time. As I told you, I've been doing a COVID test just to check, and I've been okay. But I think even in my condition, I wouldn't say that the COVID pandemic is as bad as the media is making it out to be. I'd like to remind you guys that the amount of people that die from flu is only like 0.2% less than the amount of people dying from COVID. So, and this COVID statistic is manipulated in the way that if you were to say that you thought you had COVID and you died for any other reason in the next 30 days, you would be added as a number to the system of COVID pandemic fear, in that you'd be counted as dying from COVID, even if you died from the flu after saying you think you have COVID. So the difference is people are being noted as having COVID on the system if they die, if they say they think they have it. And right now, the problem with petrol right now is caused because the lorry drivers were told that they are no longer needed in the industry by the tech industry. They were told that 100,000 jobs would be replaced. Now we have 100,000 back shortfall, and that is because they were fired by the technological industry, who told them they will no longer be needing their services. They will be replaced by mechanical robots. So the truckers union, after receiving travel tax every time they have to have a COVID test. They're like 2 times on the way and 2 times back. You know, it's just a headache, and it takes about 25%, about £170. I've noted from actually a truck driver who actually had to go back. He said 170 pounds in tests, something like that. And it could be anywhere up to 500 depending on how many stops and how many places you go. So truck drivers have refused to pay this tax within their country. Of course, you can get more truck drivers within the country, but you need truck drivers to go across. And because they're being taxed for traveling and doing their job essentially without being compensated for it, when everybody else is being compensated for not doing work on furlough, the people who are really the blue collar workers who really support this country are being dumped on. And people are forgetting where they get their meat from. People are forgetting who makes the products, and people are forgetting who transports them and who cleans their houses when they're not bothered to clean their house themselves sometimes, you know. So if we can all wake up and do our bit to keep the economy running rather than just running our mouth and spreading fear, let's spread some good news, stay fresh, and enjoy the health while we got it. Because my voice is a little bit bad today. I thought I had COVID yesterday, but thank God I don't have COVID. And I'm going to keep testing, so I'm not a risk to the public. But I really think the minimal transmission rate and the 3% that are being affected should not slow down the rest of the economy. And if we all just get up and have the same resolute spirit as British people, great British people had in Great Britain during World War I and II, in terms of not giving in to the fear of Chinese propaganda and the propaganda of the WHO that is telling us that we need to double up in our emergency contingencies and lockdowns. If we don't give in to the lockdown and the fear of propaganda, then we will be just as great as the Great Britain that won World War I and World War II. So stay fresh, people. Take care of yourself. I love you all. See you later.